I told you yesterday or the day before or like 3 weeks ago, I don't know, time flies, that Donald Trump had one last chance left to prevent his tax returns from being released to the House committee investigating him. And that last opportunity was an appeal to the highest court of the land, the Supreme Court, a very right-wing court in 2022. The Supreme Court has decided to pray at the altar of Trump. And indeed, Justice John Roberts has delayed the handover of Donald Trump's taxes to that House panel. This was the last arrow in the quiver that Trump had left. And indeed, it is on target, at least temporarily. The Associated Press reporting, Roberts delays handover of Trump tax returns to House panel. Amazing, right? But maybe not totally surprising. Chief Justice John Roberts on Tuesday put a temporary hold on the handover of Trump's tax returns to the Congressional Committee. Roberts' order gives the Supreme Court time to weigh the legal issues in Trump's emergency appeal to the High Court, filed Monday. Without court intervention, the tax returns could have been provided as early as Thursday by the Treasury Department to the democratically controlled House Ways and Means Committee. Roberts gave the committee until, wait a second, November 10th. Why is that an important date? Let me think. November 10th. Oh, there's an election on November 8th. Very interesting. The Chief Justice handles emergency appeals from the nation's capital, where the fight over Trump's taxes has been going on since 2019, writes the Associated Press. Remember, lower courts ruled that the committee has broad authority to obtain tax returns and rejected Trump's claim that it was overstepping. This is it. Are we shocked by this? CNBC also reporting Supreme Court temporarily blocks Congress from getting Trump's tax returns. Very, very similar report from CNBC. What exactly is going to happen with this? Because for years, the House Ways and Means Committee, which has absolutely appropriate, constitutionally indicated investigative responsibilities, not just abilities, but responsibilities, has been doing everything correctly and trying to get a hold of these taxes. They've done everything, and it's appeal and obstruct and block. If indeed, at this point, Donald Trump didn't think that there was going to be something damaging to him in those tax returns, why would he still be working this hard to block their release? What also, by the way, is the constitutional question that the Supreme Court needs to weigh and think about, where every other judge and court so far has said, no, there's no good argument here. The House has broad authority to obtain tax returns. They are doing everything correctly. They should be turned over. Every single court has found that in every venue that Donald Trump has figured out how to pull into this mess. But the Supreme Court now needs time until just 36 hours after the midterm elections to figure out whether this is actually appropriate or not. November 10th for the committee to reply. What is the purpose of the block? What determines whether the block stays, and how long does it actually last? Is this just a brazen attempt to get beyond the November 8th election without the tax returns being released, no matter what is in there, just on the off chance that there's something damaging to Trump or Republicans there? Could the Supreme Court be that biased politically to the right, given that it has 3 Trumpist judges on it, even though this was the decision of a justice not selected by Donald Trump, Chief Justice John Roberts? At this point, I genuinely don't know. But when you read sober legal analyses of this, all of those analyses come to the conclusion that at the end of the day, the tax returns should be given to the House Ways and Means Committee. Whether they will find anything noteworthy there remains to be seen. As a reminder, 3 most likely elements that would come from a full review of Donald Trump's tax returns, if indeed they are provided in full and unredacted, would be, number 1, Trump's not as wealthy as he claims to be. We basically know that already, but it would be confirmation. Number 2, it would confirm what Michael Cohen and others have been saying for a long time, that for tax purposes, Trump undervalues assets that he separately overvalues when they are to be used for collateral purposes. That would be number two. And then, and we could go even further. There's many other things. I won't repeat to you the entire list. But the point here is the things we are likely to learn would not come as an insane shock, but they would be confirmation of what we've suspected for a long time. Also, I guess I should mention that Donald Trump has business with shady characters. That would be another. And how would we learn that? Well, he may list assets on tax returns, which we could then cross-reference to other owners or other business entities that are involved in the ownership of the very same assets. It would show that Trump is in business with people we didn't know about or that he sought to downplay or whatever the case may be. Do I believe that ultimately the House committee will get the tax returns? I do. And by the way, I expect them to leak once the House committee gets them, but it could take a little bit longer. When you're busy during the day and you need a quick snack, sometimes you're just in the mood for something sweet. That's when I reach for Munk Pack. Our sponsor, Munk Pack, offers gooey granola bars that melt in your mouth, as well as nut and seed bars that are perfectly crunchy, sweet, and salty. But the best part is that each bar is plant-based with only 1 gram of sugar, 2 to 3 net carbs, and only about 150 calories. It's great if you're doing keto or low carb, or like me, you just want to minimize your sugar intake. I can't get enough of dark chocolate cocoa. I'm just a chocolate guy. It's great. But they come in other flavors too, like sea salt, dark chocolate, caramel sea salt. They just launched peanut butter cocoa chip and dark chocolate cocoa. If you don't love Munk Pack as much as our entire team does, Munk Pack will give you your money back. Go try Munk Pack keto granola bars and nut and seed bars. Go to monkpack.com and use the code Packman for 20% off. The link is down below.